making a trade. Remember, they're only prospects. We've seen Matt Laporta, we've seen Andy Marte, but the bottom line is you're making a trade not just for the team. You're making a trade for the fans because the fans, again, there's just it's not fair. We do not have your owner of the Baltimore Orioles as owner of the Cleveland Indians. We have guys that are community related. We have guys that pay their own money to fix the ballpark up on down the line. So this trade will be for the psyche of the fans as much as it will be for improving the team. And you know what, bro? I'm going to say trades because I do look at them to make a few.
Well, and they have some depth to do that. Now, here in Baltimore, we're sitting around talking about dealing Ubaldo Jimenez for somebody else's problem, quite frankly. And the problem we have is in the starting rotation. And maybe you didn't see that so much over the weekend because Worley pitched well, very well, actually. Bundy pitched well. But I don't know that I trust those cats over the next 60 days, and it certainly has been a good weekend, but it wasn't a good week last week. Munch, I mean, I'm sitting here, people are jumping off the Key Bridge on Thursday around here after the Orioles are, Yankees are about, the awful Yankees are about to bust out brooms on them up in the Bronx. Things change very, very quickly. I mean, one series in, and you feel like you're getting well. Now the Orioles have the Rockies, and they have to go on the road. They're going to see the Blue Jays this weekend. But it is amazing for the Indians that it doesn't feel like anybody's coming to get them there. And it feels to me like they have, as I said, as much, if not more, artillery in their minor league system to make a major deal, or what could be as big a deal is going to be made this week. I think the Indians have to go all in here. They're a good team, man. I watched them play over the weekend. I didn't see them win, but I can see that I don't really want to see that pitching in October, and I certainly wouldn't want to see them if they added a Beltran or added a bat like that.
The one thing is, Beltran sounds good, okay? But we don't need another DH right now. You need somebody that can play perhaps third base or play the outfield. And think of this, too. As good as Francisco Lindor has been, and I love seeing all these young shortstops come up. They're all over the place. Bottom line is, the best player on this team still has not contributed, and that is Michael Brantley. Why? The Indians management got a little greedy. When I say greedy, not so much to put fans in the stands, but to get him back in the lineup. I was told by doctors, I think they know pretty well, pretty good, that, do not bring him back before Memorial Day with his injury. Well, they brought him back end of April. We saw what's happened. He still has not played and contributed since then. But, yes, they have a very deep minor league system now. Of course, the same people are complaining. Don't make a deal with the same ones that will be complaining. Oh, my God, you traded Zimmer, you traded Frazier, you traded Bradley, you traded Rodriguez, you traded Clevenger, on down the line. I can go on more, another 3 or 4 names for you, is that the thing is this. The window of opportunity, we know that, closes quickly. If this could be the year, then you got to jump on it. The only thing I don't like is a frontline player for a 3-month rental. So that's the only thing that I would be aware of. But there's some guys out there that wouldn't be 3-month rentals, and they could grab them.
Well, we are, the victims of that at this point because the Orioles have been competitive the last couple of years. And this is how Jake Arrieta winds up in Chicago. This is how Davies winds up in Milwaukee. This is how Rodriguez winds up in Boston because the team has kind of gone for it. And I'm all in on that. I mean, the old man who runs the team, who's made $3 billion off the team, has to come nowhere near having a parade for our city. He's 86 years old at this point. You'd like to think that maybe it could happen. And when you're riding first place into August, dude, last time the Orioles and the Indians, that daily double came in first place in August was 1997. We're talking 19 years ago. I know that doesn't feel, so long ago to you and I, and we have those memories. But I'll tell you this, for Cleveland, and I've talked to all the Cleveland people about this over the last week, I have never been ever in my life to baseball games where there was more energy than those playoff games in Cleveland in 95 and 97. And maybe it was a part of the time and losing the Browns during that period of time, although 95, the Browns weren't going anywhere until the series was over. But I sensed that community will really get behind the Indians and will make that a very filthy place to have to come in on cold nights and win baseball games in October. I think there's an incredible advantage built into Cleveland that other places, like New York, never gets electric anymore because they have it every year. Boston, I mean, it's nice, it's good, it's all these elitists that can afford $500 to see the Red Sox play playoff games. In Cleveland, it's going to be Monday Night Football every night if they play playoff games there.
You know, brother, bottom line is that last homestand, you're pushing crowds well into the 30s each and every game.
And it happened quickly, right? I mean, on the back end of the Cavs, it sort of went from nobody to a lot of people after the Cavs won, right?
Yeah, actually nobody to sellouts immediately. They're doing everything possible. Heck, there's and they're trying to make it, you can still come watch baseball. It's become a destination for that dreaded word, the millennials, and I'm fine with that. You got money to spend, come out and spend it. But there's a $13 ticket for what they call the right field district, which is great seats right down the right field line. Well, you get your first beer.
Well, they remodeled all of that, right? They paved over some seats up in the upper deck in right field.
Right.
Some of the ones I froze my ass off during the '97 World Series up there with Eric Singer from Kiss. But yeah, they've done a lot of things to the ballpark, and I think maybe this is the time to interject the Republican National Convention and the parade and LeBron. Boy, these are good times for your town. I mean, I'm sitting on the outside, and I have a fun love-hate with Cleveland. I come every year, no matter what.
With Baltimore.
I've had great times in Cleveland, always. I mean, always met great girls there. I had great buddies there. I got media buddies there. I have great sports memories there in a lot of ways. This has been a shining, literally a new era of Cleveland sports, what it feels like after a parade, even for a young old guy like you that's been doing sports radio for 37 years, some curmudgeon, right?
Brother, I'm going to tell you something. I was thinking of different songs as the Republican National Convention was here on the heels of the Cavaliers championship and the parade and the watch parties on down the line. And the one that kept popping to me is "Shine On, You Crazy Diamond," okay? Because people that live here, there's problems in every big city. We know that. We need more jobs, okay? Kids should be going to bed hungry, things of that nature. But those are coming little by little, the jobs, as the city starts to rise up. But I want to tell you something, bro. Looking at the city from an outside eye, during the parade, during the watch parties, during the RNC, it was unfreaking believable. There's times I'm looking going, you know what? That's my city. That's the city where, and I always pride myself when mercenaries come in from other places, especially people that are syndicated on down the line that stop in once every 2-3 years. I've always said, wait a minute. I was born here. I live here. I raised my family here. Yeah, I've left for a few years. So has LeBron, And the bottom line is, I vote here.
I've never left for more than a couple of weeks.
And the bottom line is, you know what, man? I'll be blessed someday if my card gets pulled from the deck, and this is where I'm buried. But the bottom line is, yeah, it has been unbelievable. And Nestor, people talk about, the insanity of the RNC. It was. There were certain streets you could go down. I came downtown to the station each and every day. I looked at the maps where they say you could come in, and I came in, and they were dead. People weren't going that way. Yeah, there was a bit more traffic than usual, but you ever been in Manhattan or Chicago?
But people in Cleveland proper didn't come downtown like it was the Super Bowl, right? They kind of avoided it, right? I mean, the people that were downtown were the people that were the conventioneers, so to speak, the people with red, white, and blue lampshades on their head carrying signs. By the way, my favorite shirt, and look, the whole week was like one giant Today show on 4th Street, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been in Lulu's. I've been in those bars there in the little bowling alley, and I've had a beer or two, after Springsteen show up and down that area. I saw someone with a wine and gold colored t-shirt that was a leg lamp, right? It was the Christmas Story leg lamp, but it was in Cavaliers colors, and the leg lamp looked to be LeBron. And I thought,
I haven't seen that one.
I'm like, that is a hell of a shirt. That says Cleveland. It says we won. It says all of that. I
got to jump in on you though. Even though here at the station for the behind the scenes work, people were said, hey, you don't have to come down if you do not want to. There are, which may not sound like a lot in big cities, there are 20,000 people living downtown now. I knew people like I did with my 16-year-old. We came downtown just to walk around and see all the zaniness and all the,
So you drank it in. You walked down 4th Street. You did all of that stuff.
Yeah, downtown was rocking, bro. Downtown was rocking.
No, I could tell. I mean, I saw that. I didn't see any of the helicopter shots like I did during the parade when it was kind of insane. So, Montre, let's get back to the baseball field here. For the Orioles, obviously you have to like what you see and fear what you see there a little bit. I don't think anybody wants to see the Orioles bats in September either. I think we're all of the mindset here that the pitching is going to have to improve because you just can't hold on for 162 games with 2 or 3 legitimate major league starters.
Yeah, the next time that we meet, and who knows what, I don't have a schedule in front of me, the guys that handcuff the Tribe, I don't see it happening again. But the bottom line is no, it's pitching. One of my all-time favorite sayings, and Mark Shapiro now, who is with the Toronto Blue Jays, also in charge of the Rogers setup up there, we've had chats before over adult beverages, and he said, you know what? If I had the 95 Braves, the team to beat us, I still would want more pitching, and we know who was on that team. Maddox, Smoltz, Clay,
Glavin, Avery. I go down the list. Yeah,
Yeah.
But Shapiro left that place in pretty good shape. There's a Baltimore guy
Yes.
there, so I've always liked Mark. I've always gotten along great with Mark. I know he's up in Toronto now trying to do his thing up there, and he's got his hands full this week with huge contracts, expectations from the beginning. They're still very much in it. There are a lot of places teetering right now, right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, there's a lot of teams. Just think, when I was telling the Indians fans, well, you're looking at this guy, you're looking at that guy. You are not the only one. I know when Beltran's name has come up that the Kansas City Royals have also expressed interest in him. Oh, no, Toronto. There are a lot of teams that are saying, you know what, we add one or two, bingo. We are off to the races. We can get it done in a big, big way. So, yeah, there's some competition, and it drives up the price, whether it's fair or not. And then you look back again, though, on the prospects, and you mentioned Ubaldo Jimenez, who I was one of the few that was for that trade. Why? Because they traded 4 guys that were prospects. And by the way, only one of those 4 has worked out, and that's even a fitty-fitty thing with Drew Pomeranz, who, by the way, got shelled his first game in Fenway. He found out it wasn't Petco Park. So that turned out to be a great trade for the Indians. You give up prospects. Who knows if they're going to work it out? I always go back to Clint Hurdle being on the cover of Sports Illustrated decades ago as the next great baseball player. Oh, he's been a pretty good manager, but baseball-wise, nah.
Yeah, I remember you had Joe Charbonneau and Torey Lavello and a whole bunch of others there as well. Munch Bishop is here from the land of Cleve. He is Munch Cleveland, 37-plus years on Cleveland radio. Never seen anything like that LeBron parade, and he hasn't even bragged all that much about it. You know, in the Central, I thought the White Sox were going to be the team that eventually would come and get you guys. I thought the Shields trade and all that. Then we see this mess over the weekend with Chris Sale. Munch, I'm 25. You're 37 into this. I don't know that I've ever seen insubordination that is part comical but part disturbing. You know, if you find out the Indians or the Orioles trade for Chris Sale tomorrow, don't you have Matt at Shepard Pratt for a couple of days trying to figure out what the hell was going on Saturday? Because that is not the maneuvering of a rational, mature, intelligent, thoughtful human being.
Yeah, I'm glad what you said, because to me, I'm looking at it and saying, wait a minute. You know, my 16-year-old who plays high school sports, my 22-year-old plays college sports, I can't see them doing that. That was as childish can be. Now, I know what we say. Hey, you're playing a game. Be like a kid. Have fun. But you also have to be mature. You have to be intelligent. Yeah, dude, you know what? It leaves you scratching your head. And now, if I'm the White Sox, I know. You know, I was wondering, how the hell could they be dangling Sale? He's the face of the franchise now. I thought Canerco was for a while. And the bottom line is, wait a minute. Nah, I don't know if I want that guy anywhere near my team.
Right. Well, I mean, and that would be an unbelievable story, though, right? I mean, it's right up there with Grimsley crawling through the catwalk at the Jake to get the bat at, right? I mean, it's literally, it's one of those crazy stories, right?
But yes, exactly.
I had to bring that one up. You still feeling good about the parade, man? There's nothing that makes a town. There's nothing you can buy. There's no election. There's no political candidate. There's nothing like a parade for a championship team in modern America to sort of make everyone feel a little better for a little while, right? It is a salve, isn't it?
It was unbelievable. The people that came were shocked how many were there. And, bro, I got to tell you something. Even at my advanced age, I'll say I'm over 50, I did a Ferris Bueller. Because I did hop on a float and was part of one. People texted me the whole time, dude, I see you on TV.
Are there pictures of you experiencing rare and unique joy, that kind of perma-smile, you know, like the Joker and Batman, that you, like, it really, and even a month later, you think about it, or 3 months, I've written 2 books on our championships here where I've just gone into a room for, 3 months in the middle of the night writing a book, and you'll find yourself like captured in whatever that moment, whoever you were with, your wife, your kids, your friends, whatever it was, that really it'll never be forgotten. And I guess when you haven't won and you're in Cleveland, you don't even have, the only experiences you have are those Believe land. I know where I was when Elway came after us, when Biner fumbled, and the first time when LeBron left, and all of that crap. It kind of all gets washed away a little bit, and it becomes sort of a shiny, happy moment, I think.
Brother, you know what? I know this. Last week, someone called me and said, Munch, now that the euphoria of the Cavaliers has faded. I said, wait a minute. It hasn't faded. I'm still walking on air. The city is still smiling. The city is still happy. It will not fade. In fact, you know what? It will peak on opening day of the 16-17 season when they unfurl the banner, and get it done again. No.
It'll never get old.
I mean, it feels great being a champion.
Yeah, it'll age, but it'll never get old, right? I mean, that's just kind of the deal. Munch, love you, man. Appreciate you. I don't know the next time we're going to get together. Hopefully it's October, and there's a lot at stake, and there's a little chill in the air and a little froth on top of the beer for you and me at Game 1 there in the land of Cleve somewhere. I would look forward to that, but I am coming to Cleveland in about 6 weeks for a little bit of football. I don't want to, bring that thing up, right? I mean, do you really want to talk about the Browns right now?
I have no problem talking about it. I'm still frightened, and I'll tell you why. I played the schedule game with my son last night, and I had him at 2-14. Again, the Harvard Brain Trust, the analytics guys, Brown, DePodesta, Barry, they are on a 3-year plan again. I don't like that. I want to win. I want to win now. There's a potential for some exciting players, but again, only a potential. They let the offensive line get stripped. We don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be again, and if you have a competition, then it's not going to work because somebody clearly has to take the snaps. It could be very interesting. Can Joe Hayden come back? Can these guys, which we've seen more times than not with Wembley and Mingo, can they move from defensive end in college to an outside linebacker in a 3-4, which means you have some pass coverage duties? A lot of question marks, Nestor, a lot.
That's the line of the week so far. It's been an early week, but I did the schedule game, and they finished 2-14. That's...
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I did it, and I was very, very fair with them. And my son was looking at me, and afterwards, he's like, gets on me.
Who did they beat? Can I ask you that? I mean, what were the wins? Hopefully not one of them wasn't Baltimore.
I got them at 2-14, too.
Hopefully the wins were Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, at least, for our sake, right?
Well, one of them against Pittsburgh, ambushed them in Cleveland.
Hey, man, take care of yourself out there. Congrats again on that title, the parade. I understand that, aside from all kidding for the Republican National Convention, nothing got burned down. Nothing bad happened. There were far fewer arrests than they expected. So God bless Cleveland, and I'll be out there in a couple of weeks for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, some Football Hall of Fame, and hopefully a Ravens victory over the Brownies.
Let's get you in studio. Hey, happy anniversary to you and Jen Strong, brother.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, man. It's a big week here. My wife and I, 13 years, and my mom turns 97 on Tuesday. So it's a big familial week here. Crabs and beer will be involved. It's Baltimore. What can I say?
Life is precious, bro. Enjoy. Thanks for having me again.
Munch Cleveland. He is the man. Mark Munch Bishop, 37 years now, making it happen out in Cleveland at Sports Radio out there at 850 KNR. And as you all know, Cleveland rocks. Munch Cleveland's the way to find my pal Munch out in Cleveland. You can find me nasty at WNST.net anywhere the internet is served, including the Buy a Toyota Audio Vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device. You can download the TuneIn Radio app. We come in crystal clear. We're on Facebook Live all the time. Just friend me out on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, and we come to your timeline as well as on our YouTube WNSTV channel. The morning newspaper still reaches you at 7 a.m. each and every morning. It is powered up by Planet Fitness and PlanetFitness.com. Still $10 a month. There's one right around the corner from you, and it's still bikini season. There's still time to get in shape for football season, and we got football all week. Luke's going to be out at Ravens training camp beginning on Thursday. I'll be out there Wednesday night with Joe Flacco as well. Follow us out on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, if there's any breaking news, it happens first on the WNST Tech Service, and that is powered up by Coons Ford of Security Boulevard. Dennis will be here on Thursday, driving you home. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.